Welcome to the Crypto Campfire. They're the Woody and Buzz of crypto, Mitch and the Professor, featuring special guests Steve Ellis and Phil Cogan.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Crypto Campfire podcast. This is the Professor.
And Mitch.
And today we're going to be talking with Steve Ellis and Phil Cogan of the Satoshi Awards. Steve Ellis is the founder and Phil Cogan is the business administrator. But before we start talking to them, let's grab that crypto news from the Crypto Gent.
Thanks, Professor. Hello, Crypto Campfire listeners, and welcome to the cryptocurrency news in a flash with the Crypto Gent. Coinbase and Ripple execs unveil master plan to drive US crypto adoption. Elon Musk reveals his true opinion on Bitcoin and crypto, and Telegram CEO says Apple's iCloud is now officially a surveillance tool. That's the cryptocurrency news in a flash with the Crypto Gent. And it's back to you, Professor.
Thanks a lot, Crypto Gent. Mitch, I'm pretty pumped about the Satoshi Awards. I think this is going to be a really, really cool thing for the crypto space. What do you think?
You know, it really is. And after all the dramatic, total bullshit last night, I am ready for this positivity. Let me tell you what.
No shit, man. You're not kidding. And that's one of the crazy things about the crypto space is there's so much competition in every little area, in this case, events. So you always get those people that pop up and maybe try to take advantage of things, or maybe you have people that get in over their head and things go wrong. But then you have the good events that actually have a good, strong team behind them, and they have a great vision, and they produce some really amazing stuff. So we've had the pleasure of attending a few events like that, like CIS was a great example. And I'm kind of hoping that maybe we can pull something off and make it to the Satoshi Awards this year too, because that would be
I truly am too. And, it's actually, sometimes it feels like a privilege, to be able to have contact and then, build a relationship with these venues and such as this. This is the first of its own. It's never been done before. It's like the Grammys for cryptocurrencies, and we get to be a part of it. And it's so exciting. It's so exciting.
Going to be sick. I can't wait. So I heard there's some interesting news that's happened recently and very recently in some cases. So hopefully we can get a little bit of information weaseled out of these two great guys today, but let's go ahead and get them brought into the show and get rocking. Steve, Phil, welcome to Crypto Campfire. What's going on?
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
We're glad to have you here. We're super excited about the show. I think this is going to be incredibly exciting because everybody likes a good awards show. Everybody likes seeing who the best of the best is. Like I said, there's so much competition in this space in every little area. It'll be really cool to see who actually stands out among all of those competitors. So first, before we get into the Satoshi Awards, if you guys could kind of just both tell us a little bit about how you got into crypto individually and what got you hooked on it, that would be amazing.
Yeah, great. Hi, Steve. Yeah, great. Thanks for having us, guys. Great to have you around and have you on board. And thank you for supporting us. So basically, I got into crypto we're talking, really only Bitcoin at the time. It was 2013, the tail end of 2013. Sort of Bitcoin was around maybe $500, somewhere around there. So I was fortunate to see this really from the seed, and sort of see it play out to where we are today, which has put me in quite a good position to step back and see how far we've really come here. Because, I was just speaking to a friend of mine today that when I was first in Bitcoin, I was searching frantically, or cryptocurrency, shall I say, I was searching frantically week by week to try and find some kind of content on Bitcoin or crypto. On YouTube, you'd be lucky to find 2 videos a week, that were explaining anything to do. And now it's just ballooned into something that, is what we are today. It's great to see. And people say, we're just at the start of this and we've come a long way already.
Yeah, and I think I've been in crypto, since it was $11. I bought my first Bitcoin. And it's all great, but when it hit $300, I said, I made all my money, and I sold it all. And actually, I traded some for some computer equipment. So I'm not that smart.
Well, I wouldn't say smart. Smart's not a good word.
I figured I made my money back 30 times over, so
There you go.
I think clairvoyant is probably the proper word
Yeah, I'm
here.
not
You may not be
clairvoyant.
that clairvoyant. I mean, honestly, if I bought a bunch of Bitcoin at $11, I probably would have sold the shit at 15. Let's be realistic here. You know, we can all kick ourselves for it, but it is what it is. And I mean, it just changes so fast, right?
Yep.
So many ups and downs.
I mean, what I've noticed as well is the fact that, you know, the last 2 to 3 years has sort of been get us into gear mode. All of these apps are being developed. We're not really seeing the full potential yet. That's still to come to fruition, you know. So that's why we want to place ourselves at this place to be there, you know, to really be with this movement throughout its life. So that's where we come into it. And, you know, it's basically we want to focus on, you know, the ethical and the good side of this because there is two paths this could take. You know, there's the power of the people and there's the power of, you know, the corporations. You know, so that's basically honoring ethical innovation is really the what we're singing. You know, that's what we want our community to be involved in. You know, the ethical side of the blockchain.
And I think that's why one of the reasons why we seem to align so well right out of the gate. And you know, the coolest part about you guys getting into this at these stages, like you said, we're still so very early. But to be able to witness the growth for you guys over, say, the next 5 to 10 years, and every year be able to reflect back on where we've come within that year, based on these awards, I think will be pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to, you know, to know that like every tool at some point can be used or misused. You know, the internet has great promise, and in ways it's wonderful, and in other ways it's kind of misused. And what we want to do is not really pay attention to anything that's negative, but really seek out the people and projects that are really doing things good, they're doing things in an egalitarian manner, doing things that are going to help the greater good, the most people, and point them out, put a focus, put the spotlight on them is exactly what we're doing so that people see what the good can be, and so that they'll recognize possibly when things might be used in a little bit more of a nefarious manner. So we just want to highlight, like they say, highlight the positive, show the good, and let people know and spread the word about that, as opposed to also with a little warning about some of the negative aspects.
Yeah, I think that's highly important. You know, all too often it's easy to comment on, you know, the falling short of someone, or, you know, the negative side of things. It's easy to really focus on those sometimes and point that out, and it sometimes gets forgotten to point out the good that people do, and that's what I find important about what you guys are doing.
Exactly, and I see that more and more, you know, over the last year or so, is that, you know, this division has crept in. That wasn't there before. You know, you people were very, you know, together, you know, back in the early days, but this division has set in where, you know, they're now chains are arguing with each other, and, you know, it's all about, you know, battling with each other. This shouldn't be the way it is, guys. You know, this, you know, we're supposed to be in this together, you know, so we're trying to take that out of it, try and get people to celebrate it rather than to divide over it, you know.
It's not something where one thing is good and another thing is bad. We just want to look at those people that are doing good, and let everybody know these are the ones to pay attention to, because they are, you know, they're doing
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Some people really deserve to stand out.
Absolutely.
So how did this come to be? Like, what actually, you kind of sort of answered it just by this little bit of conversation that we've had here, but what was the actual moment that inspired the creation of the Satoshi Awards?
Okay, well, my background is putting on shows and mainly theatre tours and AV work. So I come from a production background anyway. So I'm one of them geeky guys. Whenever you go out into to a club, I'm the guy looking at the lighting rig or the speakers, you know. So basically, it was just basically seeing these we work on many different cryptocurrency events and seeing them come together, and basically just spotting that gap and saying, wow, there really is a need for celebration here. You know, I mean, there's many conferences around the world, and many of them are very, very similar. And I just wanted to really say, you know, I see myself sitting there in an event at the time, and it just come to me, and it was good maybe 3 years ago. And it's almost taken this time really to come to fruition. So yeah, we just really you know, it was to stamp out this division, as I touched on before, a way to get everyone to celebrate for the greater good, you know, and also to show off some of my talents, you know.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, it was basically, you know, I've been involved in crypto, like I said, for quite a while, and yeah, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of noise. When Steve first talked to me about this, I thought it was a brilliant idea. And there's there's really no one place where people can go to find out, you know, who's really making the important strides, who's really looking out for other people, who's being a little bit more selfless and a little bit less selfish as far as their efforts. So I thought that this is the best way to do it.
Now, let me ask you this, guys. If and this is something that kind of has been developing since yesterday. Is there, and this might not be the spot in the podcast for it, but let's just get it off my head, is there a way when people purchase, say, tickets for an event like this, is there a way to put those up against a smart contract so that, let's say the event, oddly reason, doesn't happen, or things don't work out, is that people could then, you know, because the contract was then not fulfilled?
Yeah, we would very much like to do that, but we're kind of hamstringed by all the other development costs that we have to deal with right now.
Gotcha.
This will happen, but I'll tell you what, we're honest and we're ethical, and we're supporting ethics. If for whatever reason it doesn't happen, I'll personally guarantee anybody who's bought a ticket.
Right. No, that's understandable. It's just something that was brought up. Actually, today it was brought up about being able to do something like that.
Yeah, and fire, I'm sure, is the reason why people bring that up, but we're not that.
No, right. Cool.
Yeah, I think that honestly, that's something that's going to end up being integrated into what we consider crypto payments at some point, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
As much as we love the idea of no chargebacks, consumers hate it. You know, consumers like that protection. And I don't care what we say, there's no way in hell the entire world is going to adopt crypto if there's not any sort of consumer protections built into it. And so that's what we're going to get when we get those abstractions and those next layers. We're going to end up having things like, you know, we already have things like escrow and stuff that can be implemented, but it'll be part of the normal payment processing of crypto. We'll have escrow and we'll have chargeback abilities and stuff. Of course, hopefully they can actually be better and not based off of human interaction and maybe more towards AI, but that's a very tall order. So we'll see how things look.
Yeah, and what we've done as far as our development efforts was to make sure that our voting, since we know that the event is going to happen, there's no doubt about that, is to make the voting process fair and open. And we're working hard to put that on the blockchain so everybody can see, you know, actually, you know, how the voting process goes. They'll be able to see it, though, and they'll need a token to vote. So that'll be part of the ticketing.
That's beautiful. So speaking of the voting process, why don't you tell us a little bit about how the awards are actually structured? I know you've got categories for different awards and you have an actual voting process. How does that work?
So we've got, at the moment, we have 5 categories out. 12 will be announced. So there'll be a lineup of 12 categories for the night. So how we've come up with them categories is our nominating committee. So basically, people have put submissions into our websites. We'd like to see this category, that category, whatever. We put that to our committee, and they've shortlisted that down to 12. Now, from these 12 categories are what people will be voting on. But first of all, we need to get the submissions. So who do you want to see per category? So for instance, category 1 is biggest contribution to cryptocurrency adoption. So we will ask the public to come forward now, and once we have them all, so hopefully maybe 2 weeks time, before everything will be online, people will then say, okay, I would like to put forward I don't know, the professor for that one, who knows? And so then basically people put their nomination forward. We shortlist them with the committee again to 5 per category, and that is when we then put that down to the blockchain vote. So there'll be 5 under each category we'll end up with, and the public will get to vote via a tokenized voting system for each category.
That's awesome. It's such a nice system that's easy to use, but I think you really hit some of the biggest pieces of crypto that we should see these awards for.
I looked it over earlier today when you guys sent this to us, and I have I actually have a couple of points, but I guess my first one is with category 4.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't those 2 words like a double negative? Or I should say, they kind of contradict each other to say ethical and then influencer in the same word, in the same sentence.
Yeah, and actually, I pointed that out too. It's just, yeah.
Good. I'm not the only one.
Ethical, but we have to say there can be influencers that influence us on things that are not ethical, and they can be highly influential. So,
have you guys thought of the word advocate?
Yeah, that's a good word. Thank you. Evangelist, advocate. Yeah. We've kind of played with those words, but thank you. That is a great word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, bearing in mind as well, our tagline is honoring ethical innovation on the blockchain.
Right.
So we're sort of tying back into that where we can, But yeah, we'll take your point on board. Thank you.
And what was your other thing that you wanted to point out?
Oh, I was thinking where it said innovations of the future, and I'm wondering if, say, cryptocurrency exchanges with ethical safeguards to facilitate the transfer of funds securely. And, would ATMs fall under that same category because technically they're an exchange? And there's actually less of those as far as organizations that have them than there are exchanges. So the ones that are there, I think, would be easy to add into the voting process.
Are you talking specifically about ATMs where you can buy crypto or
Yes.
Yes, I mean, yes, that's all part of it. I mean, if somebody wants to make a nomination in that area, that's fine. I just wasn't sure if you were talking about, normal banking.
No. We're on crypto.
Yeah. Well, I think there's going to be a time when that's some way, shape, or form that crypto is going to be the standard of the world. That paper money and the cash that we have now is probably at some point going to go away. So all the things that we consider our normal banking institutions will change and morph and probably adopt some type of cryptocurrency. What the future holds, we can't be sure, but yeah, that's important. And those ATMs will be an important part, more so than they are now.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with the 12 categories. We've tried to cover every angle and corner of this industry. So from the miners to the software developers, we're trying to cover everything we can. This will obviously evolve over time, But we feel we've got quite a close grasp on everything here. But there'll always be, you'll always think, oh, what about that one? What about that one? There's a never-ending road.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You gotta draw the line somewhere. I'm not saying you guys haven't done a great job with it. It looks amazing.
Of course, yeah. I mean, but this is exactly it. We want to be community-driven, and every step of the way offer the community a say,
Yeah, and we also want the community to fill in our blind spots, to show us the things that we're not looking at. So, if we're not looking at them, then, and we're very involved in this community, a lot of other people are not looking at them either. And we want to highlight the important things that maybe at this minute we don't know are going on. We want the community to bring it to us, because that's how everybody's going to learn, and we're going to spread the word.
Heck yeah.
So Steve, I just want to touch on something that was interesting to me. So I understand that you worked the lighting and audio for Antarctica.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How was that?
Yeah, good. I've been there for the last 4 years, actually. So yeah, we've seen that sort of grow, and it was actually whilst, funnily enough, operating the sound desk at CryptoPolco. It was, the crypto version was where this idea came to me. So yeah, I have a small place in my heart for that, and it really was that made me realize, wow, this is what we need, So literally, I was in that room at that time 4 years ago or something where this light bulb went off. So yeah, I have a place in my heart for them.
Nice. Do you have any crazy Antarctica stories? I know I've heard all kinds of stuff on the internet about some of the stuff that happens down there, but
also, I mean, it's great. It's one of them things that has to be experienced to see it yourself. Phil was there with us last year as well. To be honest with you, myself and my team were so busy. It's literally 15 to 18 hour days. So just getting a bit of sleep in within 24 hours is as much attention as I can pay to it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that impressed me about Steve was the way he works. I mean, he just works to get things done. He's I'm glad and happy to be a partner with him in this, because he really, when he puts his effort in, it's nonstop.
That's awesome. There's so many people that just give it half-assed attempts, and it's kind of sad these days. So it's nice, like, when people actually just put their head down and go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that are so excited about that 8 hours of sleep every night, but sometimes you just don't get it. I understand full and well from, the developer side of things. And okay, I mean, I like to fuck around too, but I get excited about the work I'm doing, I guess. So when you're doing what you love, it's different.
It's not work.
Yeah, sometimes when I've been coding, I have to tell you, 13, 14, 15 hours go by and you're working on something and you go, oh, wait a minute, I started this right after breakfast and it's dark out now and it's 10 o'clock at night. So
yeah, sometimes you're like, oh, it's time for lunch. Oh shit, it's tomorrow.
Let's get some lunch.
5 hours ago,
Exactly that. But like you say, when you're enjoying something, then it doesn't feel like work.
No, it's just good fun.
And especially, in a creative environment, there's a big payoff to it,
So you guys mentioned before the call that you just finalized the venue today.
Yes.
Can you announce yet where it's going to be, or is that something that you got to keep under wraps a little longer?
No, we can announce it. We have an agreement to do that. So basically, we're going to be with a company called Trescon World Blockchain Summit. Now, these guys are the biggest blockchain summit in the world, or series in the world. So they're a big fish. They're right behind it, and we've announced that it's going to be at Jumeirah Towers, around October the 20th or 21st of 2020 at Jumeirah Towers, Dubai. So that was signed today. You guys get an exclusive on that. We've not even put that out in an email yet. So that's what we're all working towards. So it's on.
Beautiful. Well, you guys heard it here first.
Yep.
Satoshi Awards 2020 in Dubai.
Woohoo!
Now we just need to try to get plane tickets over there, and we'll be good to go.
I mean, like we say, we're hoping to get as many media partners as we were, and we really want to involve you guys in the room. As soon as our winners come off stage, we want to hand them over to our social team. We want to keep the excitement, keep the buzz, and make it really interactive and really change the game in award ceremonies. Do it differently. If there's any industry to change the game, it's this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
It's the next paradigm.
Yeah, it is.
So basically that's where we're going with this, and we'll be more than happy to have you guys there with us and be on the media side and talk to
everybody who's listening to this. We'd love to see we'd love to see all of our friends.
Right.
There.
Of course.
Exactly. And it's truly, like I said earlier in the podcast, it's an honor to be affiliated like that with you guys. And exciting. I mean, not just to go to Dubai, but to be a part of history, and I think we're all going through that in one respect or another. Anybody that's a part of anything in this space outside of just trading and making what some call money. I don't know that they're really doing that, but 5% might be. Anyways, to be a part of something different and be a part of the entire movement is just, it's mind boggling. I mean, to think that what we're doing today will be what people are learning in school 10 years, 20 years from now about history. We'll be in the history books as far as what happened during these times.
Yeah, and we hope to still be there in 20 years, celebrating the same things that we're celebrating today, but with a much bigger audience.
I might be there, but just not in the same mental frame of mind. I'll be 70 years old. So, I don't know what it'll be like in 20 years, but yeah, I'll be there.
I don't think I'll make it 20 years, but
right. But the show goes on, so the awards will be there.
Yep.
Yes. We're pretty sure crypto will still be around anyway. That's not going anywhere, I don't think.
Yeah, and really it's up to us and everybody who's here at the beginning to kind of forge the direction that it's going in, to set the pace, to set the tone for the ethical development, for the egalitarian development, for the things that benefit all people instead of just a few people. So let's keep the community's eye on that, because as I said before, anything that can be used can be misused, and let's just keep everything on the right track, and that's what this is all about.
Indeed,
absolutely. And one thing I was going to say was that somebody made a comment yesterday, was that crypto is self-policing, in the sense that there's really not a police force that's going to come and go after somebody for doing something wrong. But the people of the space, the people of this movement, I think the legitimate ones would be there day in and day out fighting against.
Yeah, Mitch, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. That's an excellent point. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, well, it's down to us guys. No one's going to do it for us. It's we've got to. We can't just leave it and let it take its own course. People have to be proactive about, this was given to us. If we don't look after it, it'll be taken from us, So we need to, carry on, stay fast and really support this and keep them guardrails in place,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we push so hard to get people out there actually using it and talking to people about it. Because if you're not actually using it, then you're not discovering flaws, and then the developers can't improve things. It's like a vicious circle, and you've got to have all those pieces or it doesn't work.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm going to ask you both. Phil, why don't you go first on this one?
Sure.
If you had a small machine by your bed that could wake you up every morning by releasing into the air one of your favorite smells, which smell would you choose?
Oh, my God. Whew. I don't know. I'll tell you what, the first thing that came into my head, I like the smell of boxwood. I don't know if you know what that smell is, but
That's a good one.
Yeah, I kind of like that smell, and I've been in places where I've had the window open, and that that wafts in the morning, and I don't know. I just really like that's an interesting question. Yeah, and I know the one I don't want to wake me up is skunk, because I've experienced that too.
I was going to say grass. When grass has been cut in a park or whatever, it's a nice smell and makes you feel alive. That's the first thing that come into my head when you said that.
So my wife and I were just talking yesterday that I get up at like 4:30 or 5, and it's super hard to get up in the morning and get motivated when it's 20 degrees outside. And when spring comes, like the morning is the best thing ever. I can get up, I can go outside, I can sit on the porch and get a little bit of work done. And the smell of grass might just give me that little hint of spring in my head, but it might just lead to more depression as soon as I walked out and saw all the snow. I don't know, but I'll have to try it.
I think my smell's bacon, definitely.
No, that's got the same effect as the grass.
It does.
Delayed depression. You wake up and you're like, somebody's cooking me bacon, and then there's no fucking bacon.
Sorry, vegans.
Faking bacon is all the same.
Yeah.
That's a lie. It's not true. I won't eat bacon. I can't do it. I've tried. I tried turkey bacon once, and that was actually not the greatest either. It's gotta be good old thick cut peppered bacon.
There you go.
Danish bacon.
Pork bellies.
Yep, there you go.
So, since we talked before, have you guys had a chance to? Probably not. I shouldn't even ask this question because you've been so damn busy. Have you seen anything on the seed card movement?
No.
Okay. All right. So, a quick rundown what the seed card movement is we plant seeds. and seeds being like a business card size card, and it's got Bitcoin, Litecoin with QR codes on it, or it's got Digibyte with QR codes on it, and on the back of these cards, the newer ones have like links to different websites where people can go and educate themselves on cryptocurrency. So it's like an educational tool that people just kind of drop off. They set it by a register or put them on ATMs or gas station pumps for people to find and pick up and maybe get inquisitive and see what it is. And ChangeAngel.io has put this website on out there, and it's an interactive map where all of these seeds that people have planted can be put and shown. So if you were to pull it up and look at the world map, it's pretty intense on how many seeds have been planted in the world over the last 3-4 months.
Yeah, that's an incredible idea. That's just an incredible idea. And
isn't it?
We need more things like that so that more people get themselves educated to what's coming and what the potentials are.
Well, and it's a true grassroots way of doing it. A friend of ours, Red Cat Life, has been doing these cards for quite some time, and it was just this past summer or fall that another guy, Paulie P, brought up, well, it would be cool if we could put these on a map so we could see where they've been planted, and then Change Angel just took it and ran from there, and it's really amazing to see all these people coming together for no gain other than just the joy of being able to educate others about what cryptocurrency is. And to me, that's what this movement's about. It's about helping others to benefit from something that we know that we benefit from.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What other ideas do you know of like that?
To be honest, I mean,
that's the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
Something that has no business motivation behind it at all. It's just straight up a card with a QR code that goes to like bitcoin.org, right?
Yep.
And just go out there and put them out there. It's insane. And I've planted a couple like when we were on the way to conferences and stuff, and it's really fun, but it's amazing how many people have truly like just completely embraced this, and they're just day in and day out going out there and planting cards in new places and going back and taking pictures of, look, it's gone, and I don't know, it's kind of inspiring actually.
It is, and to see that there's no boundaries with it. There's no boundaries. It's everywhere. People are doing it all the way in Australia, for God's sake. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people in Antarctica that have some kind of crypto.
Something. We're gonna have to figure out how to get them some seed cards, and
exactly.
Mitch, this is not a good time to include the penguin in the cowboy hat joke, so don't go there.
I'm not. I'm definitely not.
Or do.
So if you, and I'll start with Steve, if you had to replace any body part or replace a body part with any household item, what would you replace and what would you replace it with?
Oh, you're going totally open-ended this time. Usually we specify a body part. I like this one.
Wow. That stopped me in my tracks.
Usually
body
does.
part. Probably just get rid of a hand and put my mobile there because it tends to be there anyway, not really household though, is it?
Well, I mean, it is because it's in everybody's
it's all
household.
Edward Scissorhands, but with a mobile,
There you go.
Yeah, that might work.
I love it.
Well, I might be dating myself, but I'll go for the Steve Austin $6 Million Man makeover.
There you go.
Nice.
I just want to look at people and go do.
That guy was my idol, man. To be able to see something a mile away. Jump over buildings. He was awesome.
Mitch, what would you replace with what?
I would. Well, I don't want to say the same thing I've said before. I was gonna say, well, I would probably replace.
You're not still hanging tight to that peephole, are you?
No, I was gonna say, my old one was I would replace my eyeball with a laser rangefinder.
Oh, the first one that you said ever was replacing your eyeball with a peephole. So I'm glad you've upgraded from peephole to
I've definitely upgraded. Yeah, a rangefinder I think would be pretty cool, or a laser pointer would be pretty interesting. Maybe damn, I haven't given it much thought. So it's fun to be put on the spot with you guys.
Really, it should be a Visa card for a crypto wallet, shouldn't it?
Right. There you
Right.
go.
How about just a way to put my QR code for my wallet anywhere? Just scan that.
There you go. Just don't accidentally put your private key and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, right.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a really good time. I can't wait to learn a little bit more about the awards and see how they progress. And maybe we can get you guys back on the show closer to the event.
Yeah, we'd love to come back. And we had a great time doing this. At least I did. And thank you so much for helping us spread the word about the Satoshi Awards.
No problem. There's so much more to cover too.
Oh, there is.
More than happy to come back and, talk to you along the process, show you where we are, what we're doing. And, you could put out to your community to how we can help how you can help us. I mean, also, if anyone out there wants to get in touch with us and ask us a question or give us some, something we might not be aware of, a company or I don't know, even entertainment. Even if anybody knows any sort of crypto singers, crypto comedians, artists, let us know. Drop us an email at info@thesatoshiawards.com. And likewise, sponsorship and ticket sales will all be on the website. The categories will be going up in the next 2 weeks, and submissions will be open by the end of next month.
Awesome. Sounds like we have an email to send because
we do.
I'm thinking of about 12 names already.
I know. Me too, especially for entertainment. So yeah, we got some coming your way, guys.
Yeah. We want to push this as the community show, we want to really make it extremely crypto. So anyone that's on that stage is related to crypto, change it, because there's an industry for everything in crypto now,
There is.
So there's no reason we can't pull this off by having people, if we got a singer on stage, they should be talking about crypto or singing about crypto,
Or blockchain, or distributed apps or smart contracts.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, have yourselves a great evening. Thanks again for coming on the show. This was a blast. I really enjoyed it. I was so excited.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. Have a great night.
Take it easy, guys.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, totally. That was amazing. And I can't wait to learn more. And I really hope we can make it to the event because, I mean, how cool would that be?
Right. And that's...
Well, you can do so much shit in Dubai. So we can go skydiving off of a building.
Dude. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to do this. So we got to make some sacrifices along the way. I think if we did nothing else this year, other than I might go to a couple little events, but we're definitely doing the Unmentioned and we are doing the Satoshi Awards.
And the Unmentioned, I'm actually the most excited about.
Oh my God, me too.
Pauly P is sniffing real close.
Is he?
He's sniffing real close. I gave him a wink.
Oh, did you?
I probably shouldn't have gave him a wink.
No, you shouldn't have gave him a wink.
He's going to get it.
He's going to get it, definitely.
That's okay.
I think there's only maybe 4 people that know.
Keeping it tight.
Yeah, we're definitely keeping it tight.
I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited.
Oh my God. Right. We gotta reach out, man. We gotta see what we can pull off, see who we can come up with,
Let's start. I'll get a doc together and we'll start making some phone calls and let's just start getting it together and make it happen.
Guys, we don't have a Patreon, but we have a tip jar. And that helps.
And we're not going to have a Patreon. So use the fucking tip jar so we don't have to.
That's right. So you guys have yourselves a great night. I look forward to the next show we do. I look forward to seeing all of you. As always, guys, we do this for you. You guys are the community. Without you, we wouldn't have a voice. So thank you so much for your support. And thank you for helping the Campfire surpass 2,000 followers. Woo-hoo!
This seriously means a lot. It's incredible. This has been a great ride. We're just about to release episode number 70 freaking 2.
That's freaking awesome, dude. So until next time, you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy.
Peace.